enough to let the dog out. And looked out, I was like, oh, there's a cop car. Like, oh, there's two of them. Oh, there's three of them. Oh, there's four of them. There's five of them. This is where the cops like to hang out on their break. I don't know. They're the most chill standoff I've ever seen. Here's my dude. Oh, Jesus. I only got a load. Oh, Jesus. That'll give me barely 2,000 miles for the week, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Pompano? What is it? Pompano Beach, Florida. I don't go to Florida very often. This would be like the fourth time I've ever been to Florida. I'm debating waiting a little longer because it's like 1. I drive back up to Sioux City and want me to drop this empty in the yard, find a dry box to drag over there. That Sergeant Bluff's place. Just trying to wake up, decide what I'm going to do. It sucks, but I'm not sitting here any longer. It's kind of a crappy time to start my day, but because that's going to have me parking somewhere 10, 11 o'clock tonight, but I could with as much time as I have on the load, I can start looking for parking 3 hours before I run out of time, and I'll find somewhere to park. It's not my trailer. I'm going to give them a call and let them know that there's something going on with it in case they want to send out someone out here to look at it. He asked me if I wanted to talk to the trailer shop. I was like, well, I'm not going to take this thing out here and mess with it. I've done sat long enough. You guys have a local guy come out here and look at it. I just thought you might want to know you got a trailer sitting out here that has the wrong tip on it with alarms on it. Send somebody out here to look at it. I want to find my trailer and get the hell out of here before we get caught up in some other bullshit. This way. Delivers on Monday morning. It's Thursday night, so. What do you say? I'd love to get further today. I guess if I have a hard time getting any sleep tonight, because I'm not really ready to shut down, I might, do a split break or something where I'll sit here for 5 or 6 hours and then I'll roll through Kansas City and find somewhere to park and switch it over to night shift. So, because I kind of got up early in the afternoon, so I'm kind of stuck on day shift at the moment. So if I find I'm not going to get any sleep here in the next few hours, I'll roll again. That way when I'm shutting down, because I have about 5 hours left on my clock, which would put me, somewhere west of like Kingdom City, like an hour west of Kingdom City, running out of time. And there's just not a lot of truck stops out there that have any parking at that time of night. If you're getting into trucking or you've been trucking for a little bit, there's one thing that you could probably learn from me, is that there's absolutely no excuse, unless you're on the East Coast or West Coast, down LA, San Francisco, all that you have to park on an on-ramp or on the shoulder or out in the middle of everything at a truck stop. And the reason I know that is because I've been doing it for 11 years. Next March, next March, it'll be 11 years. And I have never parked on an on-ramp or on a shoulder or out in the middle of everything. It requires a little bit of planning, a little bit of decision making, and a little knowledge too. Once you get out here on the road long enough, you start to know where the good spots are, the less busy spots. But most of the time, unless you work for a company that does like only overnight deliveries, where you're getting to a delivery and then have to find somewhere to park, at 10 o'clock at night, and you're out of time, like, it's pretty damn rare. And I've never once had to park out in the middle of shit, block everything up. Now granted, I have been lucky once or twice where there really shouldn't have been parking, but I got lucky, pulled in, and there was a spot. But that's not why it usually happens. What I did tonight is why it usually happens, right? I did the math of, well, I'm going to be in this area if I keep pushing through, and parking is going to be pretty hard to find. So instead of pushing through and just getting to a spot where there's no parking, chilled for about 5 hours, cleaned my truck, got in a workout, then I drove the rest of my time. And now I'm here. There was 4 spots open on this truck stop, which I prefer this truck stop to the Petro across the street, because the Petro across the street's on a hill, and a bunch of the parking's blindside, which, not that I can't do it, I just don't like to do it. It's a lot more stressful. But yeah, I've never once, now early on in my career, I did have to pull into a truck stop and wait. But what I didn't do was jump in the sleeper booth parked in the middle of everything and made people try to get around me. I sat in the driver's seat for about 2 hours waiting for somebody to leave, because it was getting close to that time of day where people were going to start leaving. So I just stayed up and waited. And I'm not talking about industrial parks, right, where there's nothing there but shipping and receiving facilities. Heartburn. Where there's not a lot of traffic and the road's wide enough, I'll do that. In fact, I prefer to do that if I can. But, you know, blocking the Catskill or blocking the entrance because you can't back up or you can't plan your load is bullshit. It's too bad I didn't get this load 2 days ago when I was sitting at that truck stop, because I could have actually gone to Cletus McFarland's event with a fairly small detour. But by the time I get to like Georgia, that event will be over, which is sad. I do want to go to one someday, but it'll require vacation time, I believe. You get the nicest truck in the lot. Try not to record his face. He's sitting there. Sweet color combo for long hood. I'm gonna pull around here and fuel island, wash my windows, hit the road. Well, one thing about losing weight in the trucking industry is you start to feel real good about yourself pretty quick when you walk into a truck stop, because the overweight problem's pretty hefty in a truck. No pun intended, but there's a lot of overweight truck drivers out here. There's a cop rolling through the parking lot. Sheriff. Anyway, you know, a couple months ago I was just kind of blending in with the crowd. I'm only 25 pounds overweight. I look like the skinny guy in the room. I'm not making fun of them guys. I've been there. We got up to 280 something. But, you know, hopefully I never get that way again. I've pretty much turned my eating habits into a habit instead of just a diet. I hope. I don't ever want to get that big again. I wouldn't normally park here, but I'm not going to be here long. Somebody needs me to move, I'll be here waiting. This dude's going to struggle, I can already tell. I know it might seem counterintuitive, but I've had to do it a couple times when places are tight like this. If he had his tandems to the back, his pivot point would be in the perfect spot right now. But since his tandems are all the way forward, his pivot point's way ahead of where it should be. So he's struggling to make sure he doesn't hit anything with his tail swing. Yeah, you technically need more space to swing out when the tandems are all the way to the back, but you don't have to worry about tail swing. Not as much anyway. Because like I said, if his tandems were all the way back, he'd be in a perfect spot right now. At least he's doing what he should and getting out and checking on shit instead of just keep going if he's not sure. Not doing bad, he's just tight spot, he's probably tired. He's doing what he ought to, getting out and looking at stuff, making sure he's not going to hit somebody else. I'm going to ask if he needs my help. Taught him that trick, maybe he'll know that next time. He didn't trust me at first. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, trust me, it'll work. His pivot point was right at the dude next to him's mirror, right? I mean, his tandems were split right there. So, as long as the tandems weren't moving, he couldn't get any closer. So if you pull the pins, slide the tandems towards the back, then you can push it on around. And bugs. Anyway, we got him in there. He wasn't having that much of a problem, but I think he was just tired, overthinking it. Loves in Dalton. I only stopped here last night because it's like 5 miles from Dalton. I figured I'd check here, see if there's any place to park. If I find a smaller name truck stop close to where I was going to go, I always try to pick those because all the rookies and shit don't know to stop at these places, right? All the rookies, they know Loves, Pilot, J, TA, Metro, and rest areas and shit. They're not going to look at a Circle K as even an option. So, I don't know. to worry about getting backed into by some jackass that can't operate his truck. Start trying to record more outside of the truck, but as much as I think of myself as someone that doesn't give a shit what other people think, still feels embarrassing to record yourself outside of the truck doing stuff. Like even like the fact that I own a selfie stick is almost a little embarrassing. I'm getting there slowly. You know, maybe at some point I won't care at all and I'll just feel super comfortable with it. But as of yet, I still feel awkward recording myself outside of the truck. Like inside of the truck, it's simple. I don't have to have my phone in my hand. I can just kind of talk. But outside, you know, you gotta have your hand up, like getting angles. It just feels a little silly. I mean, because it is a little silly. I was a little off. I was thinking that the Loves was in Dalton and it was in Calhoun. I don't know how I got that mixed up in my head, but for some reason or another, I thought that when I looked this up that the Loves was in Calhoun, or Dalton. So I thought I stopped just like 10 miles short, but I really stopped like 25 or 27 miles short. Yeah, some kind of a car meet or something going on across the street at the Buc-ee's. Atlanta for you. Doesn't matter what time of night you come through here, you can always run into traffic. It's midnight, and I guess there's a wreck up here or something. I don't know. I see a truck pulled over with some lights, but that's Atlanta for you. don't know if I can squeeze through that or not. All right. Fucking can't believe that shit. He's not in his truck. I don't know where the hell he's at. There's no way I'm fitting in between there. Barely. Oh, Jesus.
been sitting here trying to find myself. I get behind myself, remind myself, looking for a payback, listening for the playback. Say that every man needs just like me. Feel like number one, lost in life. I watched my youngest son. It helps pass the time. I take too many pills. It helps to ease the pain. I made a couple dollar bills, yet I still feel the same.
Didn't know it was gonna be that long. rid of the warmth. I was all used to fall and winter weather. Now we're in summer weather.